youtube.com/openupyourmind101.
Professor Griff here on As Promised, and we're going to be talking about music, madness, money, mayhem, and everything in between. She told me about a situation, well, a few situations that she know of, that sisters are actually having babies, not for the sole purpose, but when they do find themselves with a child and the child's at a certain age, they will get the child checked out and get a checkup. And when the people ask, basically if something is, God forbid, if something is wrong with the child, and they put the child on these psychotropic drugs and these other kind of drugs, these sisters get a check. Now, this kind of information was kind of, sideline new to me. And I'm just saying to myself, okay. So I'm listening. And I'm just saying to myself, well, let me do some research. As I began to do the research and talk to a few people, I found out that this situation is actually true. Now, sisters, if y'all out there, can y'all call me or just email me at seriousmindinfo@gmail.com if this is true. If you know someone like this or you got some firsthand information, women are putting their children and allowing the state to put their children on these drugs just to receive a check. That is mind-numbing. I'm going to see if I can get some tea to clear my voice up because I'm definitely sounding like DMX. But anyway, this is mind-numbing. So I'm preparing that show along with a couple of other shows dealing with the legacy of those greats that left us a very broad and in-depth legacy of music. Everyone from Sam Cooke, James Brown, Don Cornelius, everyone that, I could possibly pull up, I'm going to pull up. It's critical. One of my favorite shows is Unsung. And probably watched every artist that they've had on there. And sometimes it brings me to tears to watch this, man. Like see how some of our brothers and sisters gave us beautiful music and that kind of thing. And then checked out of here. Only to leave it to them other people. You understand what I'm saying? And we will never reap the benefit of having our children's children exposed to the beautiful music of someone like, James Brown or someone. All right? That's very critical. So these are some shows that I'm kind of looking into and I'm preparing. But shout out to Narubi Selah. Shout out to Black Dot, Lord Jamar, Wise Intelligent, all those brothers and sisters that are out there. I was preparing or had it in my mind to prepare. Let me not say I was preparing. That wouldn't be the truth. In my mind, I wanted to prepare something, and maybe Najla can pull this up. I was preparing something to play from Tribe Called Quest to give a big shout out to Phife Dawg. It's only befitting that we do that if we're talking about music. We're not necessarily talking about hip hop today, but we're talking about music. We're talking about the madness that is a result of the music. We're talking about the money that creates some of the madness that's in music, or made from music, or centered around the madness and the money. But we also want to talk about the mayhem that it causes. If you know some situations that are presently happening right now, you can give me a call at 347-633-9644, or you can text me 678-557-2919. So thank you all for joining us here at Serious Minds Radio at this very critical time in history. There's a few things that I wanted to kind of, just talk about off the top of the dome, which is really strange to me that a minute ago, Brussels was under this terror attack, and you've seen it on every station. All of the Alphabet Boys played it. They ran it back to back. They looped it. They made sure that you sent donations, you cried crocodile tears and all this other stuff for these people that got blown up. Now, Pakistan just had a terrorist attack. Did you hear anything? Crickets. Yeah. Did you hear anything? I caught a blurb or two on the internet. I turned on the TV for a minute. I caught a blurb or two, but other than that, nope, it's silent. I was on the phone the other day doing an interview with Carl Nelson, He invited me to the Power Talk 3 in June. I believe it's June 17th. And that weekend, the June 17th, 18th, and 19th, I'm going to be there on that Friday in D.C., Power Talk 3. I'm going to be presenting some things that's going to be some very grown up things that we need to talk about as a family at the Power Talk 3. And I want to thank Carl Nelson for the invitation. But I was on the phone with Carl Nelson, and Carl Nelson was telling me at the very moment that we were speaking that they shot someone at the White House, someone that jumped the fence and made it to the White House. And I said to myself, isn't this like the fifth person? Someone landed a drone, someone flew a makeshift goddamn bicycle helicopter kind of contraption onto the lawn of the White House. 2 or 3 people jumped the fence. They found Burger King wrappers and McDonald's wrappers and some weed. I'm like, God damn, somebody jumped the fence every other damn month. I think what they're doing, brothers and sisters, is sending Barack Obama a message to let him know you could be touched, Negro. You better play your cards right. You understand what I'm saying? And I think this is what the Secret Service would say. Do you remember the Secret Service scandal a minute ago? They got caught with some prostitutes and some hookers down in South America somewhere. I'm just saying to myself, what the hell is going on? Are you protecting the president? Or are you protecting the president? Let's just get very real with this. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm kind of combing through some of the news on the internet, and because as you know, you got to keep abreast of these things. And I'm just saying to myself, I wonder what Brother Rich is going to come up with on Wednesday night. I saw that who was these sisters? I forgot the name of their show. Oh man, these sisters with Whoopi Goldberg and some other women on this talk show that they do every day. They had and somebody please text me this Negro's name because I can't pull the name. Hold on, give me a second. Ben Carson. They had this Negro on there trying to be an apologist for Trump. At the same time, I'm watching the news. I'm flipping the channel, and someone has just been arrested from Trump's camp for a battery charge. Now, I can be very honest with you. This is the culture of violence that Donald Trump breeds. So you can expect a couple of lawsuits, Trump. You understand what I'm saying? Wasn't he the one bragging a minute ago about he'll pay for anybody's court case or lawyer or whatever or legal representative if they need it, simply because he's encouraging people to go upside people's heads and all this kind of stuff? Well, Trump, here it is. You asked for it, now you got it. So I'm preparing myself for whatever Brother Rich want to talk about tomorrow night. Hopefully he'll talk about Barack Obama, the situation at the White House, because there was 2 incidents at the White House. Innocent bystander got shot. They arrested a brother who's not quite too stable. So there's a few things going on that in the news that we need to keep our eye on. At the same time, I don't know if y'all have heard me say this, but you got to think local, think global, and act local. You understand what I'm saying? So it has to be a local, global thing. And as I said on Brother Rich's show before, we have to be able to maneuver and pull a Imhotep on them, 2 different subjects with 2 different hands, using the full capacity of your brain. All right, so we're going to play checkers and chess at the same damn time with these people, because we got to stay abreast on what's going on in America, especially with our people. Time is winding down. I don't know what trick these people are going to pull at this convention. And then I'm dying to see how this false flag play out with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, because it seemed like that's what it's down to. As y'all often know, I'm one of those individuals, like I'm doing now, watching the TV with the sound down. I'm looking at Ted Cruz's face, and he don't happy. Those of y'all that are not astute in reference to politics, we need to become students. You need to be well informed on what's going on in these tricks, because I'm telling you, they use this as a game. This is one of the 9 areas of people activity that Dr. Francis Cress Welsing said that we should immerse ourselves in and understand. Neely Fuller said if we do not understand racism, white supremacy, anything we think that we understand, only confuse us. All right? This is very real. And as a side note, I want to shout out Anthony Browder. I got the package in the mail today. he sent me the full version of the memorial service for Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's homegoing. All right, so I'm gonna play that next week. I'm gonna honor our sister's homegoing, and hopefully that you'll kind of tune in and listen to it, and we could dialogue um, about that. So I know that's enough said for the intro. We need to dive into this subject, but music madness, money, and mayhem. We're going to dive into the aspect of the madness in the music and the response to it and the mayhem that it causes in the cultural and black community here on Serious Minds Radio as we speak here tonight. Um, I hope I didn't forget anyone. Thank anyone. There's a few people I'm going to thank along um, the way, but in the meantime, in between time, brothers and sisters, we have to be able to dialogue and have an open dialogue about this, about some of these issues. So even if the dialogue gets taken to the left tonight, I don't mind. I could always come back to music and the madness and the money and the mayhem. Now, I did get a couple of text messages from someone I don't know who. So give me a minute. Let me pull the text message up because someone texted me some articles to read. Hold on for a second. Someone texted me some articles to read. I thought it was from someone else. But if you text me some articles today to read tonight and you sent them to my phone, send them a seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com so I could print them out so I could get right to them. I hope you don't mind, but I'm trying to pull the phone number up as we speak. In the meantime, between time, I'm not going to bore you. Oh, that's my man. In case y'all don't know, that's my man, D-Train. Y'all may not be old enough to understand who D-Train is from New York. If he's listening, or anybody that knows him that's listening, Professor Griff said, peace. All right, Khalid El Hakim. Najla, I need you to text Khalid and ask Khalid to call in tonight so that we could talk about this the film that we're producing. As a matter of fact, we're actually covering the whole gamut of it. Of course, I am not the one for editing. That's a lot of patience and a lot of time and a lot of other things that your brother Professor Griff just don't have the patience and the skill for right now. So I'm gonna let someone take care of that. My man Hakeem and my little sister Queen out in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, beautiful brother and sister. They're gonna cover down on the they're gonna cover down on the editing, which is a beautiful thing. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that because that's something your brother Professor Griff cannot do. But we're actually going to shoot the film. We're going to interview some beautiful scholars, and the film is entitled Artifactual. All right. You say, well, why artifactual? Artifactual is simply because um, we know and understand that uh, this is an art form. We understand that it's artifacts. We understand that it's very factual. The things that we're going to talk about in reference to the artifacts. Um, Khalid El Hakim wrote this. He says, I am excited to announce Professor Griff and I are making a film about the Black History 101 Mobile Museum. After 25 years of collecting and over 7,000 artifacts using my own personal funds and crisscrossing the country, engaging thousands of people who've walked through the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, and you'll often heard me talk about Khalid and the museum. I am ready to share the story of my life's work. We are asking everyone who's experienced the Black History 101 Mobile Museum in person or online to make a donation, leave a comment, or share this campaign. Thank you in advance for your support in helping us reach our goal. Like minds, uh, Millennium Music Media Group, myself, Serious Minds Radio, are stepping up to the plate to assist Khalid in these efforts. Um, and he set up the GoFundMe page. I'll be giving that to y'all in a minute. But go to the Black History 101 Mobile Museum on Facebook. All right? All right. Go to GoFundMe and it's forward slash, I believe, Black History Mobile 101 Museum. Or just look up GoFundMe page forward slash Artifactual documentary. All right, the Artifactual, Artifactual. X-U-A-L. All right. So let's support the brother in his efforts. Let's get the film done, and hell, let's make it happen. All right. It's www.gofundme.com/artifactual. Artifactual. Artifactual, the movie. All right. Thanks to all those people, Albert Stabler, Anonymous, a couple of more Anonymous, Brenda Ware, and Sutman, Sautman, Khalil, um, Amber, Janine McDuffie, Adia Taylor, Karen Collins, more Anonymous. If you give a dime, a dollar, a food stamp, a Captain Crunch coupon, hey, we can cash it and use it to get the film done, thank y'all. I really appreciate that. All right? We really appreciate that. And let me tell you something. There's going to be some serious stories told in that film because I have some serious stories to tell crisscrossing the country with Khaled over the last 10 years. All right? It's been very, very critical. I'm going to save all that stuff so when we can bring Khaled on at a later date, we could talk about Artifactual and we could talk about the Black History 101 Mobile Museum. I got some water on the stove. I gotta get some tea because, like I said, it's starting to sound like your man DMX for real. Know what I mean? So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna play. This sister didn't give me one daggone song. Yes, you did. All right, I got a song I want to play for you from my man. Thanks, Kim. Really appreciate this song for sending it to me, Kim Bolden. Really appreciate this. My man, Loaded Lux. Sure you're familiar with Loaded Lux. All right. This chat room is not open, brother. Hold on for a second. Chat room is not open. Yes, it is. I'm in it. So whoever's hitting me up from the 973, go back to the chat room and let's piece apart this music, madness, money, and mayhem.
YouTube.com/openupyourmind101.
All right.
My introduction to any form of knowledge or empowering forms of knowledge or information came by way of, me stumbling upon it. You know what I mean? It's like I wasn't raised up in a civil rights family. You know what I mean? my family wasn't in the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? My family wasn't, in the Nation of God's Nurse. So it was like we were going outside of the gate. And it was basically our peers, and my physical brother, Power Israel. This brother, he got knowledge himself first. Well, he got 120 degrees. Let's put it that way. He had 120 degrees, and he brought the 120 degrees on. But at the same time, he had 1 foot in the lessons and 1 foot in the street, like most of us at the time. You know what I mean? He got locked down. When he got locked down, he's like 14, 15 years old. I mean, I'm like 13 years old. So his lessons are home. They're on the table. You know what I mean? And I know when he used to come around the house and he's speaking mathematics, you know what I mean, in a universal tongue. And I'm like, I'm making mockery of these dudes because I'm like, yo, you dudes have to be out of your mind. I mean, I'm 13 years old and I'm like, you talking about something Asiatic and we living on Hanover Street in Trenton, New Jersey? You got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? So I couldn't make those connections at the time. Making mockery of it. So when he gets locked up, his lessons are there at the gate. So I started reading, you know what I mean? And from that point on, I'm like, let me see exactly what's being said here. You know what I mean? So I started to go into it, so this was my introduction into knowledge of self. You know what I mean? So the lessons propelled me to study. Whereas before that, I wasn't reading anything. I was just a knucklehead teenager around the way, you know what I mean? Wasn't into nothing but, smoking out, you know what I mean? Talking to little girls and doing what we do, you know what I mean? But it was the lessons that propelled me to study, you know what I mean? And wonder and start, examining the environment in which I was embedded. You know what I mean? Before that, I didn't even consider. You know what I mean? So the lessons propelled me to consider, and this is when, I was introduced to knowledge of self on a level of understanding what that meant. You know what I mean? Not just having 120 lessons, but taking those lessons in, drawing them up, as we would say. You know what I mean? And inculcating them into my lifestyle. You know what I mean? It was a process of study, and that was when it happened. So then my brother, before I even said, this is what I am, I never claimed anything. And my brother, when he gets out, he gives me a piece of notebook paper, a balled up piece of notebook paper, and he's like, here, this is you right here, and his name Wise Intelligent on there. You know what I mean? He's like, this is you. I mean, from now on, that's what I'm going to call you. So he started calling me that, and then all of his friends started calling me that. You know what I mean? So it stuck. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's like, that's where it went from there. So here I am.
Indeed. And you came in at a time, of course, you dropped the Guys Don't Cease Till It's Time to Say Peace, and many others. You probably didn't hear it because you couldn't get through, but the same question is that, what keeps you from, I guess, you could have easily chased the money or whatever, went a different route, but even up till today, 2009, you know what I mean, on this Wisdom Culture Day, Born in Equality Day, you are still putting that knowledge that you learned, not just from the 5%, but whatever knowledge you acquired throughout your time of existing on this planet Earth, you were still putting that knowledge into your music. What compels you to still do that, brother?
I mean, I believe that gifts, when we're giving gifts, we're giving those gifts not based on anything individual, but the gift is given in a measure in which it can be used to benefit the group. You know what I mean? You're not given a gift to benefit yourself as an individual. Never have the gifts of any power been distributed to its parts in a way that it can only empower one part of the entity or deity. So when we get those gifts, regardless of what those gifts are, whether it's MCing, whether we're a physician or whatever, those gifts are given for the benefit of the people. You know what I mean? And if we don't use it that way, the gift is powerless. And that's what's happened to hip hop today. It's no longer being used for the people that, is supposed to benefit from it. In other words, the people from which hip hop came are no longer benefiting really from hip hop. It's individuals who are benefiting. Therefore, the culture is powerless at this point. I mean, it's dormant because it's no longer connected to its root, which is the people that created it, the people in the community. I mean, hip hop for me is an extension of Black aesthetic and development into something higher. Just like how Egypt was an extension of Ethiopia, hip hop is an extension of blues and the Negro spiritual, and that's how it is for me. That's how I see hip hop. I don't see hip hop as some multicultural, diverse melting pot. I don't see hip hop like that. This is me. I see hip hop as a Black genre. That's what I see it as, and I think that its resources, power, wealth, and manpower should be used for the benefit of the people that created it. That's what I believe. And I believe that as long as the MC is disconnected from that reality, he is disconnected from the struggle of Black people in general. Therefore, his music is dead. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it. Hip-hop is dead for you. You know what I mean? When your music is no longer serving the people from which it came. It's like any gift. You know what I mean? And I think that that's what we're missing in hip-hop. Hip-hop is not in the community the way that it could be, the way that it should be in the community. I think that, we got the NBA. We look at the NBA. The NBA can read. The NBA can help read. They got the kids. They're teaching the kids how to read. NBA got these reading programs and things of that nature. Hip-hop doesn't do any of that. You know what I mean? And I think that it should. I think that we need to be on the front line because the children are responding to us in a way that they're not responding to any of the other areas of entertainment in this country. You know what I mean? And I just think that hip-hop, for me, is a Black culture, and everything that we do as Black people is affected by our music. And I think that our music is very powerful. Messages are inculcated in the music, and we need to put these messages in the music whenever we can for the benefit of the people that it came, not just the message, but the wealth that comes from it. You know what I mean? The resources that come from it. I think that it all needs to be recycled in the community. And this is why I do what I do. I mean, I could care less, I mean, about the bread. I mean, yes, we do need the money. We need the paper. But at the end of the day, for me, you know what I mean, the people are the economy. I mean, the network is the economy. The people are the economy. That's the wealth right there. And if we, you know, we take that understanding and nurture it, I mean, I think that we'll get where we need to be. But, you know, I say what I say and I do what I do for that reason.
This is Wise Intelligence song, Still Black. And I know that brother's still black, so check it out. All right, shout out to my man Wise. Peace to the God. All right. All right, so we're still talking about music, madness, money, and mayhem. Here's another brother that I came up with, one of those kind of rap groups that, you know, that came up on the right-hand side and was like, yo, those brothers are bringing it for real. Of course, you had Poor Righteous Teachers, which Wise Intelligence comes from, hailing out of lower, you know, Jersey, Trenton, up in that area. But then you had some brothers that was from, you know, uptown, some other places that kind of brought it. You see, the 5% Nation of Gods and Earths was those brothers and sisters that took the lessons and morphed it into the culture of hip-hop and began to instruct and teach and uplift and raise the vibrational pitch inside of hip-hop. It was very rare that you found a Christian rapper like you have today. They wouldn't dare show up on the scene back then, not when the gods was putting it down, for real. It's just one of those kind of things, for real. And that's very, very, very real. And we have to look at it. No slight to any of the Christian rappers that are out there, but y'all didn't show up with the white Jesus when the gods was putting it down. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm about to play another brother to hear what he has to say, and I'm gonna find this brother's song so I can play it for y'all, so y'all can get the balance, the truth, balance, justice, reciprocity in order. Then I'm gonna make some announcements about what's going on this weekend and next weekend. All right, so y'all sit tight. The phone number here is 347-633-9644. It's Professor Griff on Serious Minds Radio as we talk about music, madness, money, and mayhem. All right, this is Professor Griff saying, Griff, are you going to dive into this subject? All right. I was letting my man Lord Jamal say it. Let my man Wise Intelligent say it. You understand what I'm saying? I was letting my sister Narubi Selah say it. I'm going to let my man Black Dot say it. All right. But you got to understand something. Back in the days, the music was a lot different than it is now. But I can honestly say, until some of the sisters stepped up on the scene, the way the sisters was getting handled in some of those records was just ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? It was like, man, the feminine vibration, that feminine vibration definitely needed to be balanced out with the Sister Soldiers, the Queen Latifahs, Salt and Peppers, and there's a few other sisters that was out there doing it, but it was really MC Light, a few other people, but it was critical, man, because a sister was called the B word every other song. And then God forbid when Too Short came along, I mean that was a whole damn song. All I heard was bitch. And I'm like, damn, dude. But anyway, it got really critical for women in music. I would say in music, period. But especially during a certain era of hip hop, those songs that came out. And then I think by the time Luke Skywalker came out, it was ridiculous, man. I remember I went through my trials and tribulations with Public Enemy. I ended up on Luke's label. Not that it was a label of my choice. I ain't even, as a matter of fact, I think it was Chuck D that got the deal for me. I wasn't even looking for a deal. You understand what I'm saying? But I was looking for a black label. If I was going to record something, it had to be with a brother. But it wasn't too many black labels. And the few black labels that was out there definitely wasn't signed to Professor Griff. So shout out to Luke. Shout out to Ice-T. This was Ice-T, MC Ren, Willie D. Those are three brothers that, had my back regardless. You understand? So regardless of what you think of those brothers today, those brothers took a bold stand. It was like, look, man, you F with Griff, you got to F with me. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless of what y'all think of them today. When that time, when you drowning and somebody throw your ass a life raft, You understand what I'm saying? You thank them people, period, because I could have been dead. You understand what I'm saying? And Ren, one of those brothers, Willie D was definitely one of those brothers. Willie D from Texas, Houston. And there was a couple of other brothers, man. That came to my man Steve X. He's in Washington D.C. now. And a few other brothers, Shahid Allah, God Allah. And there's a lot of brothers just like, look, man, you understand what I'm saying? Just schooling me, pulling me to a side just to help me survive during that particular period. But the vibration of the sisters at that time was really, 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 really low. You understand what I'm saying? There's an event going on Friday, April 1st, and Saturday, April 2nd at the Prince Hall Masonic Temple Ballroom, 1000 U Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. These sisters are definitely going to speak truth to power. It's a women's conference. Like I said, it's Friday, April 1st, Saturday, April 2nd. So if you're not doing anything, take a drive and a smooth ride up to Washington, D.C. to check these sisters out. Let me call a roll for a second, all right? These are the queens of soul on Black Broadway. There's vocalists, there's spoken words, there's African highlight dance. And I believe the MC of the evening, Ms. Raquel Ra Brown. So check this out. Sonny Patterson, Dominique Christina, Thea Soul, Ayana Gregory, Princess Bess, Charm Taylor, Watutu from the Now. Shout out to Jabari and his crew. All right. Now you gotta help me with this name. Asaya Kalina. All right. I have to get my African verbal linguistics in place. All right. And then Saturday, Raising the Consciousness, host Patricia Patton and Christina Jacobs. The vocalist, interactive lecture, African drumming, children, African drumming, drumming circle, children's activities, and a keynote speaker. Stay Cool, Ayo, Handy, Kendi, Abundance Child, Narubi Selah. Shout out to Narubi Selah, my sister. Laina Mataka, Princess Beth again, and my elder, the Queen, Dr. Maria Cambone. I definitely should. I can't make it because I'll be in Chicago. But anyway, Be Nature, Be Earth, Watutu from the Nile again. All right. Remember, just hashtag Truth to Power WC, the Women's Conference. So the sisters are bringing it, and they're coming together in Washington, D. at the Prince Hall Masonic Temple Ballroom, 1000 U Street, y'all. Northwest Washington, D.C. Now, you know these numbers are too small for me to read. The number to call for tickets, I-323-929-7724. And that's just a word to the wise for those of y'all that are putting flyers out. How you going to make the price and the number small and the address? Everything else should be small. You want the people to know how much it costs to get in and what time to start, all right? But anyway, call that number 323-929-7724. Raising the vibration of the feminine energy in Washington, D.C. this weekend. So if you're looking for something to do, head on over there and make it happening. And keeping in line with the feminine energy, I'm going to get back to my man Black Dot, but let me play my sister right now. This is Narubi Selah. I'll be right back. It's Professor Griff. All right? All right, this is Professor Griff, and I'm Black. Shout out to Narubi Selah. So check it out this weekend in Washington, D.C., y'all. All right, at the Women's Conference. All right, shout out all the sisters and brothers that's going to be at the Women's Conference. I cannot be there because I will be in Chicago, Illinois, at Cultural Connection. All right, and a couple other places in the Chi the entire weekend. Call me 678-557-2919. Y'all can get the 411 of where I'm going to be. All right, cool. It's about time I got to take a break. Got to pay some bills here, and I'll be right back. Y'all trust me on that. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right. No, seriously. Right back.
If you would like to advertise, please email us at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. That's SIRIUSMINDZ info@gmail.com. In the subject line, please write advertising information. We look forward to you advertising with us.
All right, it's Professor Griff, and I am black. And did I tell y'all I'm going to be in Dallas, Texas? I'm going to be in Dallas, Texas, I think April 23rd. It's April 23rd at 3 p.m. Myself, Dr. Imwalimu K. Bomani Baruti, Professor James Smalls, and my man David Banner, and yours truly, Professor Griff. All right, that's at the Frederick Douglass. And the phone number to call is 469-297-6404. 469-297-6404. Hosted by my man Shucky Ducky. The comedian Cecil Armstrong. Put on by Sankofa Talks. That's Saturday, April 23rd. Make sure you're in the building in Dallas. Dallas, you'll need to show up, make it happen. I ain't saying show up and show out. Just show up. All right. Just getting a text message from my sister Martone. And she says, okay, Griff, we are good for Saturday, the June 25th in Raleigh. I want to say Raleigh. I'm not going to tell you it's in Wilson somewhere. But she said it's a few minutes from Raleigh, North Carolina. So, B-Son, Kim, John Trey, I don't know if my man Shakir gonna come because he on some military stuff, man. He probably got some G.I. Joes or something. But anyway, I'm gonna be out there with Born Nati, with my sister Martone making it happen. I'm gonna give you all the rest of the schedule in a few minutes because I'll be in D.C., Baltimore, Philly, San Antonio with Public Enemy, and Sacramento, California with the Black History 101 Mobile Museum. But I'm doing a lecture at a beautiful Ethiopian restaurant. We're going to break bread and we're going to make it happen. I'll give you those details in a minute. But right now, I'm headed towards New Orleans, all right, at the end of April. And but anyway, shout out to the brothers and sisters down in New Orleans. I'll be down in 504, all right, in Easy. All right, I'm trying to get in contact with D1. I hit him up, but wait for a call back. I'm going to break bread with him, see what's going on. All right. But in the meantime, between time, let's get back to the music, madness, money, and mayhem. I hope y'all are extracting these lessons from these songs. I'm not just playing these songs just to be playing them. All right. So let's dive into what my man Black Dot got to say, and I will be right back. Hold on. Did I tell you I'll open up the phone lines? Call in number 347-633-9644.
Why to do that? Yeah, because it's nothing but like that's useful.
Is this video or video? Oh, this is video. Okay. All right, the brother said my work inspired his work, and that's how we keep it moving on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna put a smile on my face all day long because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? This can be done. Put your words together, put your stuff together, and bring it to the people. This is the Black Dot, and I approve this message.
My mom and dad separated. I went down south with my people. When I went down there, that's all them country boys was talking about. Eazy-E and W.A. Never heard of them. Have never heard of them. You know they had that one video, but they didn't play it on TV.
Yes, yes.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy this record, see what it's like. I go straight out of Compton. When I listened to it, I had never heard that many curse words on one record in my whole life.
Yes.
I was like 14, so I wasn't allowed to listen to it in the house. You know what I mean? I could only hear it with headphones.
On low, yes.
Man, the way Ice Cube was rhyming, you know what I'm saying? To me, that changed the whole diameter.
It did. It changed the dynamics of what was allowed to be played on the radio, the shock value of it. And see, once you're from the East, you spoil. We have a certain criteria of how we expect our lyrics to sound and our music to sound. They broke the mold of that shit. Now, we had been familiar with gangster rap. They was flowing. But we have been familiar with gangster rap already because Schoolie D from Philly was already giving us some real gangster shit. Cool G Rap was giving us some gangster shit. But the way that they was delivering that gangster shit, the album Niggas for Life had to be in my top 5 albums ever produced.
It's great.
And it's sort of like a movie on wax with the skits and stuff. And it painted a very vivid picture of what they were going through that I wasn't really in tune with at the particular time. Now, the Jerry Curl Juice and the way they rhyme irked me early on. It really, my son loved Eazy-E. It's really crazy. And I was the one touring the country with Tim Dog with the whole fuck Compton thing. And for him to like Eazy-E was kind of crazy. but I understood it. You know what I mean? I appreciate their music a little later, as I understood it. You know, that they would paint the pictures about where they came from. But I thought corporate America grabbed that model and ran with it. And you had the Ghetto Boys, and you had all of these other groups mimicking that and giving you this true harsh reality without the balance. So the way they depicted women and the violence became the template by which hip-hop has never really recovered from. And what I thought Biggie did was on, what's his first album? Ready to Die, was gave you an East Coast version of Niggas for Life. You know what I'm saying? With an East Coast flow, he had the skits in it, and he gave you that picture. And we accepted it more because it was the East Coast twist to it, as opposed to NWA coming from the West Coast. So they was Bammers to us. I'm not gonna lie. So these niggas is Bammers. They fighting over fucking colors. What kind of savage shit is this? You know what I mean? So when Biggie dropped it, it was authentic, it was official. So it kind of had we needed the East Coast version of that to even appreciate that.
But see, I think what they did was painted a picture of what we didn't realize was happening over there on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. They was talking about police beating people up that maybe we didn't see over here. I mean, and I thought that one of the greatest groups ever.
The fuck the police shit I was with. Because we can immediately, that's a universal thing, we can all relate. It's when they started with the, you know what I'm saying, they abandoned that as revolutionary shit. And the second album was straight gangster. That was when I was like, hold up, raping girls and shit. I said, oh, this is a little, yeah, this is a little extreme. And I thought that's where the disconnect came, but the corporate America jumped on that. Violence sells, sex sells, and it gave Europeans an opportunity to partake in our reality without having to be in our reality. So it became the first reality show, so to speak. They was calling it reality rap. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it kind of opened up, because the ones who was buying the records was white people. We didn't buy records like that. You know what I mean? We supported groups, but the reason they were selling out arenas was because white people were buying in, and it gave them the feel good. I can pop in my NWA, I can see what's going on in the hood, and keep it moving. But something happened along those lines. Young people, young white kids, started really liking this shit. You know what I mean? And started really taking to it, to the point where they began to adapt certain aspects of the culture. You know what I mean? And so now hip-hop, or what you want to call rap today, is multicultural, to the point where it's always been based on your skill set. So, you know, if you could get in and show that your skills was tight, it really didn't matter, especially in graffiti, b-boying. Those were extremely multicultural from the beginning. You know what I mean? But if you can get on the mic and hold your own, we respected that. NWA gets my respect. He didn't get my respect in my first book when I said white men can't rap. You know, because I was talking about from a melanated perspective. I don't care how many words he put together, we can hear what is called like a silent beat. Yeah. As black folk, when we dance, see, white people dance like 1 and 2 and this, and it's everything is a linear layout. For us, it's 1, 2. You know, we hear that in between beat. So when we dance, we never off beat. I don't know no black people who are off beat, because even if I slip, I'm on beat, baby. You know, that's just who we are, because we have the ability through the third ear, that melanated piece of us, to pick up parts of the rhythm that they can't pick up. So Eminem was very technical in all of his lyrics. He knew the words, and he can put as many words together. It was technical, but the spirituality wasn't infused in his lyrics. He don't have that melanin ain't in him to the point where he can flow on the beat, off the beat, inside the beat. You know what I'm saying? And so it manifests. But I felt that he at least paid his dues through battle rap, and he came up through the rankings. And hip hop is about organically coming up through the rankings and earning your respect. The term down by law meant just that. You had to be down by law. What made you down by law? I can come across anybody and gain their respect. You down by law. So we gave him the down by law shit. Didn't hurt that Dr. Dre produced him. All right? So that also kind of segued into, you know what I'm saying, us giving him a pass. And of course, Dr. Dre created this fantastic story and shit about how he picked up a cassette tape in his garage and didn't know who was on it, and then he popped the shit in and
two things.
all that old bullshit. You know what I mean? But that's to sell it. You know, you got to create a mythology around certain artists to sell it.
I don't think Eminem.
Black and the white girls.
Yes,
I don't think Eminem dissed anybody that's worth dissing.
Of course not.
And to me, he hasn't earned. He needs to. If he's going to diss somebody, don't diss Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and your mom. Right. Diss Beanie, diss Jadakiss, diss Styles.
Well, he know that ain't gonna happen because
skills.
That'll truly test his skill base, but he don't want that. Nas said some shit to him already. My shit is 10 times better than Eminem's.
Eminem is the only guy I feel like in the rap game nobody comes for though. Nobody says Eminem because don't nobody want, and he ate cannabis ass up.
At the same time, he not relevant.
You're not gonna hear Eminem nowhere. No nigga.
Did you hear much from cannabis afterwards? I don't know. Cannabis can really rhyme.
He got bars.
I think cannabis.
Cannabis can do that with L.
Eminem has a machine behind it. Did you say Eminem could do that with L?
Cannabis smoked L.
No, LL smoked cannabis.
I don't think so.
LL white boy. I thought I was a diehard.
Never lost a battle.
I read somebody.
Let me tell you why he beat Kumo D.
LL beat Kumo
If he beat Kumo D, it's because the era was changing. So all the ladies with the young L, with the chest out, but bars for bars, I listen to L's bars and I listen to Mo D's bars. Mo D had much better bars than
I
L
think
had.
LL
And I'm an
the only
MC
rapper
purist.
ever undefeated. I don't think nobody ever. Man,
okay, he took out Ice-T. Who the fuck couldn't take out Ice-T?
Kumo did. I think he took out.
He took out. Right. He took them all out on that same song.
Right.
He took cannabis.
But now,
I thought Cannabis had better bars.
Kumo D was
Kumo D is the lyricist.
Yeah.
And Kumo D shit was over a lot of these dead.
L murdered you.
And really rearranged each L and I thought he had more bars, but the era had changed. Kumo D is representing old school, and people wanted to get that shit out of the way. So L won. I will give him that. But me being a purist is sitting back, because I don't need the fluff. I'm not about fan favorite. I'm just listening to bars.
Well, the cannabis got him on the second.
I thought he got him on.
I don't know. You heard
Train on a burning sand.
Yeah, he had the bars.
Yeah, you already know.
However, L had the popularity at that time.
But L kept coming at it.
And L kept coming and buried him. No, L buried him.
L knew how to perform.
At that time, Cannabis was the most sought at rapper in '98.
He was coming up, but he still didn't have.
He didn't have album. That album messed him up.
He didn't have the leggings to stand on to go against the legend. L already knew that.
I bet you if Cannabis would have made a classic first album, he could have possibly won the battle. That album was trash and it ruined it.
It dumbed him down.
Now, every lyricist can't make albums.
Exactly.
Kumo D, it did like
Supernatural.
Like How You Like Me Now was Kumo D's hottest song, and he kept saying, I can only write rhymes, only rock crowds, but now I'm rock records. How You Like Me Now? Meaning all of his stuff was underground, this and that, but he couldn't make albums. It's hard to make a record, man. Except this generation is more programmed to do so. So they don't skip past the lyricists and all that, and they just trying to make a quality rap record. Like the fuck is Young Thug is not even talking. This motherfucker is mumbling.
They eliminated
I don't even want to.
Life was where you had to keep it moving.
Yo, this motherfucker is mumbling.
Right.
His whole album is mumbling.
I know.
But that all this shit. Now check this out. I realized though that the shit was deep, what he was saying, but it's scat and it's syrup and weed activated. Now let me tell you what I mean by that. You gotta be on the syrup and weed to be on the frequency to find out what the fuck he's talking about, because that's the frequency he was on when he wrote that shit.
That's how the Chronic album.
Right? So I had some Henny one day, and I popped a little Henny, and I popped in the Young Thug shit, and I understood it. I didn't understand it prior to that because I was sober. So a lot of times, look, Jimi Hendrix shit is acid activated.
I'm about to say,
Yes, it is.
Bob Marley shit is fucking weed activated. Meaning, that's what he was on when he created this shit. And for you to even match that frequency, you gotta beat it. Now, everything is not always drug activated. Public Enemy shit is revolutionary activated. So you have other people who, if you understand their music, you can. But Young Thug and Future and all of these mumbling artists, right? Now, here's the thing. Mumbling is if I'm creating a song and I don't have the words to the song yet. I know the rhythm to the song, but I don't have the words. Words slow the process down, so to speak. These niggas bypassed words and went straight from the thought process into the studio and mumbled what was coming out of their heads onto the song with the weed and the syrup right there. Going in, and for us, that's not our thing, so it sounds like gibberish to us. But gibberish is a form of speaking, like when you in the spirit, right? James Brown started that shit when he caught the spirit and started getting funky with it. Niggas like, what is James talking about? We don't know, but we know it just opened up a vortex and it moved the energy from one level to the next. So these guys are the new generation of James Brown. Whether we want to agree with it or not, I'm trying to tell you, in order to understand it, you got to be on the frequency that they're on when they're in the studio making their magic. Remember, this is voodoo. They cooking their shit up. Excuse my French. I got the young one here. They cooking their stuff up, right? And the way they cooking their stuff up is alchemy. They got their bottle of Henny. They got their whatever it is to take them into their zone so that they can tap in. And once the drums start playing, they're allowing their spirit to come out. And now they're not even using words. Whatever comes to their mind, because Future had a song, something commas, 100,000 with 100,000, something commas. I didn't know what he was saying for like a month. I said, what is he saying? And to the young people, I said, Dad, he's saying F up some commas. You know what I'm saying? Get this money, F up some commas, 100,000 with 100. Now, I knew the track on it was crazy. So when the track came on, I could feel the music. Because remember, music is the only thing that can enter your subconscious mind without your permission. It is you. Your heartbeat is the first drum. So when we hear the drums and they coming across, we into it. And then he was mumbling something. I don't know what he was talking about. And let's not get the Young Thug with the song on. Yeah, 100,000 with 100. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Young Thug on the T.I. song. What's the song with him and T.I.? All about the money. Yeah. I have done time to hit. That's exactly what he said. I said, hold on. I know hip hop hasn't reduced itself to this. But it wasn't until I had a glass of Henny cleaning the house that I was in a different place. You ever come to a party and everybody drunk or high but you? And everything, they very loud. Because they're all, and to them they're whispering. Because they're all on the same frequency already. You just showed up at the party because you woke up late. And you just came and you don't know what's going on here. And you can't even take the energy. You might have to leave. Or if you don't drink at all. And you go to a party with a whole bunch of people, you know what I mean? You're not on the frequency that they're on. This is alchemy. This is magic. This is how it gets done. I had a couple of glasses of Hennessy, and now his lyrics made sense. For some strange reason, I was able to make a connection. Now, when I sobered up, I was back to my, what the hell is this?
That's because the music is actually induced with that frequency.
Right. That's like what Definite is saying. Yes.
Well, where does that lead the culture?
That leads the culture to say this, and I want to be out of pocket when I say this. Future and them are moving music forward.
That's their own style.
That's their own.
So they're not biting. So they have every right because
that's their own style. I tried to explain this to my son the other night. He was looking at me like that. I said, I don't care how many rhymes I hear from Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole, and I like them. It's nothing new what they're saying. It's nothing that they're going to say that's going to change. I done heard it all. They're rhyming in the language of English. And it's no new, yet Future and these guys have their own style. And remember, creativity is about creating your own style to come out of the conformity that we all are in. So whether you like it or not, they're moving it forward.
They're not biting at all.
They're not biting at all. They've created a vortex or a style unheard of. Right? So whether we like it or not, because I'm old school hip hop, you know, I like to be able to understand my artists, what they're saying in the language of English, and that's just showing.
Yeah, that's my man Black Dot. Talking about some chicken soup. All right. Black Dot. Shout out to Dot. Got a text message that he's listening. So shout out to Black Dot. There's so much I can say about this brother. Hope y'all got his latest book that's out there. All right. Urban Decoded, I believe. I know y'all got hip hop decoded. All right. Urban Culture Decoded. You'll need to pick that up. All right. Hit me up for Black Dot information. All right. His web page, email address, something. Check out his Facebook page, something. I believe his name is Dwayne Bowser or something on Facebook. Yeah, we have to help him take him to Africa or something. Get him raise that vibration on the name because the name is better than gold. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I know. He's looking at his phone like, what? Did he just say that? But anyway, shout out to my man Black Dot, putting it down on hip hop. The phone line's open. We're gonna take a call from 917. Calling from the 917 area code. What's good?
Peace. It's Black Dot. What's going on?
What's up, man? I hope you didn't hear what I just said.
Well, I didn't even hear. What did you say exactly? Because I was in the middle of trying to get in the queue. What did you say?
I was trying to tell people to call me to see if they can get in contact with you. And I was saying your name on Facebook is probably Dwayne Bowser or something.
Yeah.
We're going to take you to Africa and get you names.
Yes, I need to get fixed up. I was even going to try Black Dot L, but somebody already got that. So, I'm going to have to earn my stripes and kind of get fixed up. How are you? What's going on?
I'm all right. I'm maintaining, man. I'm still dealing with this sciatica, in my nerves and my legs, but I'm maintaining, man. I'm still throwing back kicks and roundhouses and spinning wheel kicks. I'm just trying to get back to where I need to be. How you doing, man? We just heard a piece from you. You was building with the gods uptown. You was breaking down this being on the same frequency as some of these guys in order to understand their lyrics. You want to explain on that?
Yeah, but that's where we are now, and because I constantly was listening to this new generation, and I couldn't make the connection, but the connection must be made because whether we agree with what they're doing or not, they are the future. They are the vanguards for where the music is going. So a lot of time as veterans or elders, we get stuck in the way things were for us because we know what our intentions were and we set a foundation. But whether we like it or not, the planet is going to continue to spin, whether you want to spin on it or not. So when it comes to the creativity, the creative aspect, I had to really fall back and just kind of absorb what it is that they were doing. And as a result, I noticed that everyone has a movement now. So Future has a movement of people who just rock with his music, who subscribe to his way of life, if it's syrup and weed and codeine. It's a movement. I don't necessarily agree with it, but as an observer, I'm just telling you what my research has led me to. And then I started doing research and realized that Jimi Hendrix, a lot of them white boys was on acid to really try to become one with Hendrix. And, Coltrane was on heroin when he was doing his thing. So, again, not to say that that's the only way you can appreciate the music, because that's not the case. But when you're trying to really become one with those artists, you have to match those artists' frequency. Like I mentioned, Public Enemy, if you were not of a revolutionary state or in a revolutionary state of mind, you really couldn't understand it. It might have just sounded like noise to you. But when your spirit was telling you, this is the calling that you have been waiting for, you know what I mean? So now you lined up. Same thing with X-Clan. Same thing with Brand Nubian. Same thing with KRS-One, Poor Righteous Teachers. It just goes on and on. So this generation, through social media and what they deem acceptable that we didn't. We would never promote that kind of lifestyle ever. Codeine, strippers, that's not something we promoted, even if we participated in it. So this generation, everything is on the forefront for them. So as elders, and I'm talking to all of those out there, we got to kind of just try to understand and observe what's going on so that we can prescribe what we feel is the necessary treatment to help them in the long run.
Right. What is it that you covered in Urban Culture Decoded, the critical analysis into a physical, mental, and spiritual state of a new generation? What did you cover in this book that you didn't cover in Hip Hop Decoded?
Well, that's a great question. See, a lot of times the elders who weren't involved with the hip hop culture, when they saw the title of my book, they said, hip hop, oh, I'm not really into that. And it kind of alarmed me because you need to be into that because that's what our youth are into. So this time I tried to cleverly disguise what I was talking about by just calling it urban culture decoded, which is more vast in terms of, you know, what it's about, but the foundation is still understanding hip hop and how hip hop has evolved in certain aspects and devolved in certain aspects. So I just kind of switched up the title a little bit and got a little bit more general, you know, talking about, you know, grocery stores, you know, on every corner, not the economics of what's going on in our neighborhood, educational systems, all of those things which really boil back to us taking control of our own situation, which hip-hop was a gift by us for us to do that, and how it was co-opted by corporations that came through. So, you know, I talk about parents, teachers, and elders. This is a guide for them so that they can get a better understanding of who they are dealing with. So I kind of took it a step back because the title hip-hop was only resonating with those who understood hip-hop, and I wanted to get a little bit more deeper. So that's why I called this one Urban Culture Decoded. But it's going to be a part of an ongoing Decoded series. Because I'm going to do hip-hop recoded and, you know, so forth and so on. So that's why I named it that.
Oh. What did you think of Tribe Called Quest and Phife Dawg, man? What did you did it resonate with you when they came out? Where were you at?
Man, they were amazing. They were one of my favorite groups beyond, you know, the Cold Crush Brothers. I don't put them, you know, those kind of groups that came before Wax, I have a certain, you know, regard for. But when Tribe Called Quest came out, their frequency, their music, their energy, the culture that they was, you know, bringing, it was amazing. The samples they were using was sending dudes back to dig in the crates, and the low-end theory really changed, you know, the vibration of a nation. You can put out an album, I don't need to tell you, shit, you know, you're down with Public Enemy. You can put out an album that can literally change the damn tectonic plates of the universe. The way people think, the way people see things, the way people react. And the low-end theory in particular was one of those albums that was fusing that pure jazz in with the hip-hop, which is all one for us. You know what I'm saying? But it really struck a chord with me. And I know Phife has been fighting some issues for a while. So when the brother ascended, you know, I felt that. And I also hope that the ancestors are pleased, you know, with his body of work while he was here.
Right. So let me ask you something. So when you are writing this book, are you thinking ahead, or are you pulling history into the present in order to teach these lessons? Because I see on here, on the back of the book, it says to twerk or not to twerk. That is the question. The divinity of hip-hop versus the corporation of rap. That's deep. Can you expound on that one?
Yeah, well, the twerk or not to twerk was a way for me to, instead of just beating the sisters over the head with a bat, saying you out of your mind, I had to think about the current time that I was in, as we spoke about in social media. As Chuck D said, attention is the new form of currency. So when these young sisters don't have the proper male figures at home to love and protect them by showing their ass on a video vine and get 800,000 hits, that began to charge them, even if it's an artificial charge, to make it seem like their life is worth something. And I also looked at the numbers and say, you know, these sisters who don't twerk, they go to college, they accrue all this debt, and then they come out and they work a 9 to 5, making somebody else rich. And these sisters are waking up and making $10,000, $20,000 in a night. And since society has everybody confused that money is the most important thing, chasing these illusions, these sisters are saying, well, why would I do that, work a 9 to 5 and be a slave when I can at least make $20,000 in 2 nights and sleep all I want? So these are the questions that these sisters are faced with, especially those who are not spiritually in tune, but they have these amazing bodies, and they feel that they can use their bodies now as a tool for financial advancement. However, they're not making any spiritual or moral advancements for themselves. And so that's why I wanted to say to twerk or not to twerk. Let me put myself in the mind of a sister with a big ass. And you know what I'm saying, with no education and a system that is not even designed to help her, advance and say, what would I do when everything seems to be about money on this planet? And the divinity of hip hop versus rap, that's the battle that we're facing. We understand hip hop is divine for us, but corporations don't even have the capacity to understand that. They're looking at dollars and cents. So that's the war that we're facing. And a lot of these rappers come out, and some of them have the intentions at first, and then when they throw that $2 million check down from Sprite, and Sprite is now looking at numbers and how we can get more people to drink this to increase the diabetes rate or whatever the case may be. It's a war between hip hop and corporations.
Right. So check this out. So I'm checking you out. I'm doing some research. I'm into urban culture decoded, and I noticed you did a libation one time pouring some liquor. And I said, why would he buy the liquor and waste that much money pouring this shit out for the? Okay, I can understand the libation. Okay, but then again, I was doing some research, and I noticed that Jack Daniels is using Jacket for Beats, and they're rolling around in a mobile unit, and brothers is going up in the truck, spitting bars and winning money. I'm like, damn, Black Dot was on it a long time ago. Pouring libation with it. That's an expensive ass Henny though that you was pouring out. I'm like, oh, bro, you might. So, did we originally pour libation with using wine and liquor and spirits and that kind of thing?
You know something? I'm not even really sure. I don't want to go out on a limb and say we did. I know in the hood we used to pour out the 40 ounces for our dead homies. And remember that first lecture I did. That's the one you're talking about. The one in particular is the one where I was trying again to be ahead of myself and match the vibration of the youth that I was talking to. So if I'm talking to elders who are my age, who understand hip hop, we can get into a direct conversation and bypass all of the aesthetics. But when you're trying to relate to a younger generation, at minimum, you have to match their vibration. So I said, if they see me pouring that Henny, talking a little shit, whatever the case may be, I can at least get their ear. And once I get their ear, then we can move from there. So the first 4 or 5 lectures had the Henny, and then the Henny didn't have to be out anymore because I had the attention. So now we can move into a teaching mode. So that was my whole game plan. You know what I'm saying, was to do that.
It got my attention because I listened to all 5 hours of what you dropped when I was sitting in Japan somewhere. But chapter 19, you talked about the vampires of the culture. Who are the vampires of the culture?
The vampires of the culture are those who are strictly in it for their capital gain. You know what I'm saying? And these are people, let me go to the book because I'll start talking crazy. Let me get my chapters right. You know what I mean?
No,
so,
I turned to that.
What page is that on?
That chapter is chapter 19. Hold on 1 second. Let me get the page for you. Chapter 20. It's 83. Page 83, chapter 19. Yeah.
Okay. Vampires of the culture. Oh, I turn right to the page. Man, that's how the spirit works.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to also talk about those who just sucking the life out of the culture. Those who have no kind of spiritual base of what this practice is for us. So, for instance, all of these grocery stores that are not owned by us and run by us, they hate us with a passion, but they love our money. And they know on the 1st and the 15th of every month, the vibration of the urban community changes. Why? Because even if you're on public assistance, you get them food stamps or you get them Social Security checks. So the energy within our community changes, and they open up shop to pretty much stick an IV into us so that all of our capital gain for whatever amount it was would go right into their pockets and into their communities, and they would suck us dry, and we would have nothing. And then watch the community on the 8th or the 22nd when anybody got the money. The vibration is low. You know what I mean? And this and that. Okay. Even hustlers, even drug dealers know the 1st and the 15th is when we're going to really make our money. So I call those vampires, the ones who sit outside and just wait and then suck you dry. And that's what's been happening when you have a Arab store Chinese restaurant, Italian restaurant. The Jews own the building you live in. The Africans come over, open up shop. They're following you around the store. And it's these people who hate you with a passion, but they still love your money. And that's a weird dynamic.
Right. Off topic. I met a beautiful woman through you, man. And I said to myself, man, me and this woman have been tight ever since the day I met her. I think it was at your lecture. She spit some lyrics, spit some bars. I was like, man. Now, Ruby Selah, man.
Yeah.
What can you say about this sister?
An amazing, amazing lyricist, spoken word artist. Her album was amazing. Both of her albums. What she's doing now, she's a principal in an urban community, and she's really reaching out and spearheading the education of our children, because it's very tough in these public schools and charter schools. So she has infused her sense of spirituality in these children. She even battle rapped some of the kids because they didn't know she flowed. And one of the kids tried to say something smart to her. And she said, all right, tomorrow, 3:00, bring your bars. And he looked at her like, bring my bars? She said, yeah, bring your bars. So at 3:00, they hooked up and he spit his bars and he said something a little clever about her, and she went in, and then she earned the respect of the whole school because they go, oh, she hip-hop. I'm feeling that. So that's how we make those connections. So now Ruby Selah can get anything in the world from me. She called me right now and said, I need you to speak to kids or do something that's going to happen without even flinching.
She's going to be at the Truth to Power Women's Conference in Washington, D.C. at the Prince Hall Masonic Temple, 1000 U Street Northwest. That's Saturday, April 2nd. Now Ruby Selah with a whole host of sisters, and they're going to be raising the consciousness level on that day. You got any last words, Black Dot, before I check out of here, man?
I just want to say I continually appreciate your support. You are responsible because I'm an introvert. For those who know me, you're the only one who got me out here, because other than that, I really wasn't trying to do this. This was just some personal conversations amongst me and a couple of close friends. But you introduced me to the world, and I'm forever grateful for it. So anything you need, and I know you called me for a lecture recently, and I was kind of like, but that's just me being me. You got to ask me 2 times, because my mind changed. But anything the professor needs, the professor can get. And with that said, I just want to say peace to the people for your continued support.
Oh, give thanks, man. When you released this book, I just said to myself, I'm just going to show up. I ain't even tell them I'm coming. I'm just going to go up and walk in.
Appreciate it.
That was a beautiful night. At the end of your book, it says, this is the Black Dot. These are my chronicles. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Is that true?
And I'm sticking to it. That is true. Peace.
All right. Peace to the Black Dot and peace to the God.
Peace.
Peace. All right. That was Black Dot calling all the way from uptown. Like he said, he kind of, he hung up his mic, but he ain't really hang up his mic. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to just swing by in the whip, blow the horn, and say, yo, come on, let's go do this lecture somewhere in Brooklyn, man. Let's raise this vibration, man. Because I had that brother's DVD. That DVD was 5 hours long. I sat on a bus in Japan waiting around for flavor. I watched the whole damn DVD, and then on the way back to America, I read his book, Hip Hop Decoded. I got back to America. I went looking for that brother for real. Serious. So I hope y'all got all the information. Let me run down some of this information. I'm going to be dealing with Black consciousness and the unified God theory. That's my subject I'm going to be dealing with April 23rd in Dallas. All right. I will be with my man, Darren Muhammad in Baltimore. And that's April 9th. That's April 9th. We're going to be dealing with Ballot or the Bullet, pardon me. Myself and Darren Muhammad. Saturday, April 9th at 4 p.m. at the National Great Blacks and Wax Museum, 1601 East North Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. Phone number to call is 443-801-9863. Darren Muhammad and Professor Griff, the Ballot or the Bullet. We're gonna rip. Matter of fact, we're gonna tear this ballot thing up simply because Donald Trump is actually threatening us with the bullet, talking about there's gonna be riots and all this kind of stuff. Did you see the brother, y'all, that got elbowed in the grill at one of Donald Trump's rallies? You understand what I'm saying? And one of the brothers got just jacked up. Whew, that was critical, man. Really, 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 really critical. I just said to myself, this is ugly. We need to be careful, man. So Serious Minds and State of the City presents Ballad of the Bullet, Darren Muhammad and Professor Griff, Saturday in Baltimore. I think that's how they say it, Baltimore. April 9th at 4 p.m. at the Great Blacks in Wax Museum. And brothers and sisters that are in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm going to be dealing with the Black Unified God Theory in 3 parts. Soul to Soul Symbology and the Psychotechnology of Brainwashing and Mind Control at the Octabulan Images Bookstore, 2721 Jefferson Street, Nashville, Tennessee, 615-321-4111. 615-321-4111. That's Nashville. Thursday, April 14th, Thursday, April 28th, and Thursday, May 12th. Professor Griff will be in the building. Sacramento, I'm coming your way June 3rd and 4th. Washington, D.C. at the Power Talk with Carl Nelson on the 17th of June. And I'll be in Philly June 25th and not 25th. I'll be there the 26th. I'll be with Martone on the 25th. All right. And all of y'all that's listening from San Antonio, Texas, I'll be there with my crew, Public Enemy, Flavor Flav, Chuck D, DJ Lord, Brother Mike, Drew, Pop, James, and the band, Kyrie Wynn, the funky drummer, T-Bone Martin, and my man Davey D on bass, along with my man Lou, Sammy Sam, Eric, my man E, and the rest of the entire Public Enemy crew. Music, madness, money, and mayhem. Hold on, I got to put Ruby Sayla in the background. This is just not right. Hold on for a second. Really. Y'all really, truly need to check this work out. All right, whenever you can see her live, Black Dot, he said that she's a principal at a high school in Brooklyn. And to still maintain her lyrical skills is just unheard of. Hold on. I didn't know this sister and brother were holding. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Sister, this is Professor Griff. How you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
Hello?
You all right? This is Professor Griff. How you doing today?
I'm all right. My comment is this, that us as Black people, we missed the bar. When the Koreans leaked those emails of Sony, we did not look those emails up and read what they were saying about us as a people and the music. And part of the problem is that a lot of this positive rap that we still have going on, because I say hip-hop is not dead, it's not being contracted, because there's a lady named Ciroc. Ciroc brought me to consciousness, and when she flows, and I had to get a notebook, you hear me, and write down some of these lyrics to really into what she was saying. But see, she's not being pumped out there in the mainstream because, one, she's kicking high knowledge. 2, she keeps her clothes on. 3, she's talking about empowerment and bettering us. And she's also talking about who we are as a people. And a lot of it is because the corporations don't want us to know because the knowledge, it gives us power. There is positive hip-hop, but a lot of us, we have to look and search for it because it's like it's almost underground. It's not dead, but you have to go and look and search for it. You know, and this sister will eat up Nicki Minaj. She'll eat up, I'll put my money on her any day. Because see, she's talking about the future, she's talking about the knowledge and all of this stuff. But see, it's a shame that we didn't trademark hip-hop. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a shame that we don't have the distribution companies, you know, that we own in hip-hop, whereas we can control our own genre and music.
Right, exactly. Well, thank you for your comments once again every week. I really appreciate you, all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, peace. Shout out to my sister, Sarah. Why are y'all all calling at the same time, man? I got 3 minutes. How y'all expect me to get to y'all? Hold on, let me get to this, brother. Hold on for a second. Come on. Computer, gotta work. All right. Who is this calling from the 313 area code? 313. I don't know what happened to you, 313. I was just putting you in the queue. Well, look, I got 2 minutes left. How am I going to get to you, John Trey? How am I going to get to you, Shakir? Come on, y'all know y'all need to stop killing me, calling me at the last 2 minutes of the show. Shout out to my man, Khalid El Akeem. I need y'all to go to the GoFundMe page and support the movie Artifactual. Artifactual. I need y'all to go to the GoFundMe page and support the movie. Myself and Khalid Akeem taking on this gigantic, enormous task of putting together this film Artifactual. We need your support. We don't care if you give a food stamp, $1, a dime. It doesn't make a difference, but we definitely need your support to get this done. We got to cover 7,000 artifacts, all right? Go to the GoFundMe page, www.gofundme.com/artifactual. ARTIFAXUAL, Artifactual. All right? Shout out to Khalid El Hakeem. Shout out to Najla. Shout out to my good brothers and sisters at Like Minds, Like Mine. I'm going to be at the Funk Jazz Cafe May 21st with my man Jason Orr. Me and Khalid we're going to be there setting up the booth. We want to take your questions, comments about what y'all think about the artifacts. Come on down to the Funk Jazz Cafe and be part of the movie, y'all. All right, we'll see y'all there. Shout out to Jason Orr at the Funk Jazz Cafe May 21st at the Tabernacle in Atlanta, Georgia, y'all. I want to see y'all there. All right, this is Professor Griff. I had a whole lot of fun tonight, but I got to check out of here, y'all.
YouTube.com/openupyourmind101